Hundreds of businesses have closed today in Minnesota to protest Trump's mass ICE raids. So organizers are calling the mass economic blackout a day of truth and freedom. And the strike has asked for no work, no school, and no shopping. In addition to this, the strikers have 4 major demands. Number 1, that ICE and other immigration agencies leave Minnesota immediately. 2, legal accountability for the officer who killed Renee Nicole Good. 3, no more federal funding for ICE and an investigation into ICE's human and constitutional violations. And 4, for Minnesota companies to become Fourth Amendment businesses, which means they will refuse ICE entry and stop any economic activity with ICE. So this strike comes as Minneapolis has seen around 3,000 arrests, at least 2 shootings, and at least 4 children being detained by ICE. And the economic blackout isn't the only part of the general strike either, but massive crowds turned out for the March Against ICE in downtown Minneapolis. It says a lot about people's resolve when they turn out to march against ICE in negative 20-degree weather.
The streets in Minneapolis are quiet and empty, but it doesn't have anything to do with the snowy winter weather. Even inside in this shopping mall, customers are nowhere to be seen.
Recently, business owners here have said that the ICE presence in town has scared away their customers. A lot of employees don't want to come to work. Some vendors don't even bother opening their shop because they don't expect any customers. People who used to have 15 to 20 customers coming in an hour say now they're lucky to have just one. Others are struggling to make rent, having to pull together funds.
Immigrants, but also US citizens from minorities, are afraid of meeting the same fate as hundreds of others who have been arrested by immigration officers in recent months. The fatal shooting of Renee Good by an ICE agent in early January further increased tension and fear in the population.
So here in Minnesota, I am a chef, if you didn't know. All the restaurant people are literally carting around their employees like this is the Holocaust. We are picking up our employees to and from work. We are also escorting them. We are keeping the doors locked so that ICE cannot enter and cause problems to our business. This is affecting the economy here in Minneapolis. Not only just restaurants, but lots of small businesses have had to shut their doors. I've seen 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So many businesses of people that I know have shut down, and places that people love in the community because of this disruption from the federal government. Where's the support from the government for all the economy failing right now? Where's the support for us as the people to just exist and still pay our bills and stuff? They want to turn Minneapolis into a game. Well, it is now a game. And there's a lot more players on the board in 2000.
This is the consequences when we chose the wrong direction. Oh my God. Yes. It is what it is. Make America great. Yeah, low prices.
Minnesota feels different lately. When workers disappear, so does the foot traffic. This is a Wednesday, 2 p.m. Not a single customer in the whole store. Not a customer or employee in sight. It's bad. This store used to always be packed. Not anymore. Local business owners are paying the price of these illegal ICE raids. If big stores are struggling, imagine small businesses. Support them when you can.
Minnesota is getting so bad that when I took my daughter to Children's Hospital, which is usually 3 to 7 hour wait limits just for you to get in and get seen, was a dead zone. There was no babies there. The nurses said that it's been so quiet and dead that people are not taking their kids there because they mostly have Hispanic babies and Somali babies for their clients, or whenever, you know, the people who go to the doctors are usually Hispanic babies and Somali babies at this children's hospital right in St. Paul in Minneapolis, Minnesota. They said that the nurses, they have never seen their hospital this quiet before. They said women and men are scared to take their children in because it's either take our children and risk going and getting detained by ICE members and getting unalived, or taking our baby in. So they're having to choose their kids' health as a way to stay home. Pretty much they're not going outside because they are too scared. And that means that they're risking their baby's health because they are too scared of ICE members. In Minneapolis, it's not even going back to school until February 12th in person. They're all online. The babies are online learning right now because of how bad ICE is getting.
So ladies and gentlemen, this ICE situation started last year. and the main purpose could be like, you know, deporting people who are not legally in the United States, people who are misusing or rather are not adhering to immigration rules, which has become something else right now as we speak. This is not what ICE is doing. ICE is really tampering with the well-being of the United States of American people. And when they started, we've seen like most of the people who are affected were Hispanic people and so on. But now businesses have been affected as well. And when businesses are being affected by political instability, there's a lot at stake. First of all, we are going to see into areas whereby health sector is really going down, and it's going down in a sense where these particular hospitals cannot be able to admit kids of another race, and that is a threat. That is a threat to human race. That is a threat to everybody who is living in the United States. And you can imagine how maybe somehow how those people feel, especially if you're a parent and you're taking your child to the hospital and she or he cannot be admitted because you need to produce your papers. Like, you need to show us, why are you in this country? And even without that said and done, when we have political instability in the country, there's a lot at stake. There are going to be security issues whereby people could just do whatever they want, and people could also break the law wherever they want. And we could also look at it at economical factor, where a lot of investors could run away because they feel that they're not safe in that country. Now, most of the time, human beings, you have to eat. You have to eat for you to survive. And we've seen farmers in Minnesota, they are like crying out because they do not have workers. And most of the time you find that most people who work into the farms are usually the migrants, because you're trying to settle in that country and you need work, you need something, you need to feed your family. So those people are flying away for their safety, either they're hiding for their safety, because we've seen incidents where people produce their legal documentations that shows that they are Native Americans, they have been there, they were born there, and still the ICE officers rather could not even hear them. So this is a situation that is a concern. This is a situation that brings a lot of questions. And what could be the motive? What could be the motive of the government? Because when you sit back and try to reflect that we have kids cannot be able to go to school because parents fear for their lives. You're fearing, you don't know, you're settled at home and you can't put your head straight because your child is outside and you don't know when the ICE is coming. We've seen ICE, how they've behaved with little kids on the streets. So ladies and gentlemen, my name is Yvonne. Just in case you're new here, subscribe to my channel. And for my returning subscribers, thank you for staying. For my new subscribers, thank you so much. Thank you, and welcome to be part of my online family. And let me know if you stay in Minnesota or if you are in the United States of America, how is the situation and how is it going on for you?